Welcome race fans back to Deviant Racing. This is Webbo. We're here at the wonderful Fuji, the short circuit variant of Fuji, of course, for our fantastic finale of season 5.2. We're getting ready for the race. Looks like a couple of liveries haven't come through, so I'll have to fix that in the interval as we have. So outlaps are plenty right now. We've got Zen out in his gunmetal grey Ferrari in the North American collaboration team of the Maple Stars. Looking forward to this one. I hope everybody else is too. Shout out if you're watching with us live. I'll make sure to name check you all. Hi to Roy Mustang, who of course is here straight away. I don't know if that's Roy Mustang Jr. or Senior right now, because Junior will be driving later on. Wonderful to welcome you all as usual, as Zen is rounding the Panasonic final corner, which today will be numbering number 14 here as we go for, of course, 10 minutes of qualifying on board the Ferrari 296 for now anyway. And we will be absolutely foot to the floor. Expect plenty of slipstreaming down this long straightaway, of course, one of the longest in world motorsport. I imagine it's getting on for equal to the likes of Shanghai and Las Vegas, and it's an actual straight, unlike Las Vegas. Round the first corner, Daiichi, and through the acceleration zone of turn 2 before looking for a blind entry. Try and spot the cone on the apex of Coca-Cola. Turn 3, the 296 there under Zen's hands, getting a little bit squirrely. Tyres may not be quite where they want to be, but he's got a great late apex through 100R, turn 4 and 5 into the hairpin. It's not much of a hairpin, not much of a stop anyway, into the hairpin, turn 6. 7 and 8 are once again just flat out acceleration zones before we pitch through turn 9 here, 300R, and down into Dunlop, which is just a right angled right-hander here, turn 10. Then we will go into these incredibly frustrating and very long corners of turns today, turns 11 and then into 12, and then next corner 13, before just getting straight back to that Panasonic corner. We'll see why it's called Panasonic once we get an off-board shot, probably around race time. You can ride out quite wide out of the final corner, but it is a little bit of a lottery whether that will buy you or cost you time. And that was the first flying lap then on board with Zen, and he runs through. We'll obviously get pole immediately. Globus is behind him in the much lower revving Chevy, I believe it is. He goes to cross the line for Team Crayola. Izzy in the Jag is coming into the pit lane. Komakopa is a championship contender going into this final race of the season. It goes into P3 immediately. Astonishing will cross the line. He goes 5th ahead of Izzy, naturally, who hasn't set a time. And we're waiting on Preston then in the second of the Chevys, it sounds like anyway, as we come through. Nice upshift as we're turning around. It's a 135.464. Hi to Binkit as well, who joins us. Macken has gone in P8. Junkai is 3rd. Out there, Preston will cross the very, very late start-finish line here and start his first flying lap. He's way out of the runs here, as Izzy will be even further behind. So we'll ride instead with Globus with those red regulation red wing mirrors. Unfortunately, that is not the way to go about it. So we'll change over to the OG or the OD, original Deviants, as we just name check Mount Fuji there in the background, down into the hairpin, and John Kai in the Lexus getting a good breakaway out of the corner. Nice little slingshot that time. Plenty of reflections here, bright sunshine so far anyway in this Mount Fuji foothills circuit, but you never quite know if the rain is going to completely deluge our competitors. And yeah, it's great to see Binkit just cheering on his Crayola team, of course, coming through in towards next corner. Turn 13 today, because we're running the short track. That's quite wide, not quite as wide as the car in front is managing. Was that Chaotica? I just saw. No, yeah, it was to Chaotica, running incredibly wide. Rounding the corner then for the Panasonic run. This is Junkai, I think, heading towards pit road. Zen's fastest on those first laps stands a 35.464. We'll join Aussie, the first non-American, or at least non-United States of America driver, Aussie. He's trying to get this, I believe it's also the Ferrari. Let's have a little look around the cockpit, shall we? And Aussie then P5, hoping to try and move forward on this lap anyway. Have a look at his sector time. It's only 0.2 of a second away. It's doable. Not if you do that though, unfortunately. Aussie, no way through. And he's actually quid out to the pit lane. That time has Aussie. So it's Zen out front ahead of Glovas and Junkai. Komakopa needs a good result today to try and secure this championship. Well, more about the championship connotations in a few moments' time. Of course, at the end of qualifying, we'll join that one. Apologies for the slightly tardy start. There was the small matter of a Grand Prix underway. I watched the winners come across the winner come across the line and cut straight over to this. I hope you'll forgive me. After all, F1 racing is what brought me to the dance, as it did with many, at least European drivers. I know F1 is a growing sport in the United States, but it is almost a religion here. Firing out, Izzy sets a new fastest time for himself, goes 6th. Zen, Glovas, Junkai, your current front three. Komakopa no faster, but he's just starting his next lap. This is really important then for the championship. Can Komakopa get himself into contention on the front row of the grid? It's not all over in qualifying, as we find out so often. This is an unannounced safety car race as well, I believe, today, which is the way we're rolling this season. We're having new changes to everything. Yes, I got a time check there from Saito, just nudging me, but hopefully you guys can understand the situation. I try not to let F1 get in the way of my commentary, but when it is very, very close, you can see exactly why. Unannounced safety car means that a dice is rolled, and it could be after something like 10 minutes to after the race finishes, but the safety car driver will not declare when that safety car will be to the grid, as they normally do in the interval between qualifying and race. So very important that the drivers are managing their stints as best they can until or maybe even that the safety car won't even appear. Here is Komakopa coming out of the final corner. We go. Because we ran Monza with heavy damage. Didn't see a lot of damage as a result in the previous round. So interesting times. There's Komakopa lifting himself to P3 for now anyway. 1 minute remaining on the clock. That means he's got his one chance left to run this final lap. So has Glovas, 1:35.7. He's 1/4 of a second away from the fastest time so far set by Zen on the very first flying lap. That is a little bit annoying for Junkai to find Makina running and lifting on the racing line, essentially, which is the far left of the main straightaway. He did have to kind of swerve a little bit there. I'm not quite sure what Makina was up to, possibly receiving instructions over team radio and just stopping to just failing to understand exactly where he was on the track at the time. Zen continuing then in P1, Glovas 2, Komakopa 3. This is TX coming through. We'll see him across his timing beam anyway and see how that goes. A very happy race day to everybody watching, of course. Great to have you with us. If you haven't said hi yet, do so. I'd love to know who's watching. And you can go ahead and obviously call out things that you're seeing or overtakes that might have happened that I may not have been able to catch on stream, and we'll try and get hold of it. Aussie goes 4th. Aussie in 4th goes ahead of Junkai then. That is, let's have a look at Zen. Zen is done with his racing, could not go any faster. This is Glovas, final lap for him. and many others before we settle our qualifying times. Here we go. Komakopa did go onto the front row for a second, and Globus takes pole in the end. A 135.355. TX goes fourth. We've got Aussie touring. Who else? Anybody else on a fast lap? Chaotica possibly. But it looks like we've got Globus Zen and Komakopa, your top three, which is absolutely mouth-watering for our finish here in the championship. More on that in a few moments, because that's exactly the top three of the championship right now. Chaotica, P8 towards the end of this one. K Morris is about to finish up his run. Let's see him on the way here. Hi to Larry as well. Long time no see Larry and chat. So good to have you with us, live with us there. To K Morris, P10, and settling for that one. Everybody else settling in for their runs, but it's Junkai who sets pole position in the Lexus, puts himself in an incredible position right at the death of qualifying. Junkai goes. It's been a long time for me to chat with you, Larry, is all I mean, between races. Junkai, 0.3 of a second in the end, a 135.0 for Junkai for the original Deviants team, which comprises himself and Komakopa. Globus in second and Zen in third, with Komakopa in P4 in the end. So I'm going to have to duck out of the lobby for a moment. Junkai, Globus, Zen, your top three, as I mentioned. Then we've got Komakopa, TX, Aussie, Izzy, and Chaotica in the top 8, followed by Preston, K Morris, Machina, and astonishing 12 racers and 1 safety car driver, of course. Go ahead, pause that picture if you wish, and I will just quit out because I need to do the trick, and we'll have a look at the standings while I do that. Globus leads in the top left of your screen, 66 plays, joint second place, Komakopa and Zen on 54. Zen, though, with a win. With a fastest lap. Komakopa with a win, both of them 1 win each. TX in 4th, Izzy in, we've got 5th place there. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once, and as a typical man, I'm unable to actually focus on more than one thing at once. That does make me a bit of a specialist, so let's stick with that. Izzy in 5th, Preston in 6th, ahead of Junkai, Chaotica, K Morris, Aussie, and Astonishing, or Dollars. And in the relegation race, that will be with 3 drivers from the top tier and 2 from GTD, Floody, Cookies, and Vic. Vic with a bit of a no-show the entire season so far, or a no point score the entire season, I should say. Then we have Crayola leading ahead of Pod Racers. I think Crayola can probably be crowned champions by the look of the point difference with the drop score. That's almost unassailable, or is unassailable to my eye anyway. Team Texas in 3rd, OD's in 4th with Maple Star, Space Cowboys, and Team Anaerobic Naturals down in 7th place. That is the look of the standings so far. Hi to Jim. Good to have Jim here. Hope the rain stays away. Shall we have a look? Well, I can't even look at the weather right now because I wasn't in time. The race is starting straight away. Fantastic timeliness from everybody. Let's get that off. Let's get this on. Let's get ourselves ready for the race then. It is Junkai and Globus ahead of Zen and Komakopa on the front 2 rows of the grid as they head on the long run down to Daiichi corner. We've got 5 red lights for the season finale of the GT3, GTD, and it's drop the clutch and it's go, go, go. Zen fishing around looking for an opportunity, went for the inside line, couldn't make it. Looks like Junkai slow away down the inside. Junkai getting absolutely swamped. Zen, and then it's Globus straight into the lead of the race at the early stage of proceedings. I'm just going to go ahead and click the replay buffer, and we'll try and get on board with that. But it's Globus, Zen, and Aussie into P3. Junkai trying to make the most of this one, but I was surprised to see Junkai starting on the mediums. Even though he was that slow away. Komakopa in 5th and TX in 6th. Chaotica is quickly passed by K Morris. Chaotica and K Morris side by side down here. on the way into Coca-Cola, sorry, into the hairpin. We're already at the hairpin. Izzy in 9th, Preston, and then Makina, Astonishing, and Saito, our safety car driver. But Globas leads Zen then. On the medium tyres, looks to be the main choice for drivers on this unannounced safety car round as we head through to through Dunlop and in towards turn 11. Globas is just about ahead here. Chevy, Ferrari, and Lexus are your manufacturers here at this wonderful GTDPRO season finale of season 5.2. We will be able to give you information about season 5.3 as soon as we have it. Keep an eye on the deviant social channels, but that was John Kai spearing off with low grip into the barrier on the exit of Panasonic. Safety car driver just staying in touch to make sure he's okay, but he knows straight into the barrier. Here is Aussie right on Zen. Here goes Aussie down, and it's teammate on teammate here. He pulls to one side, and the car seems to stall out. Zen turns defense into attack down the inside, and what an overtake into turn 1. Daiichi and Zen masterfully goes straight down into the lead of the race. Phenomenal run. I want to show you the start replay instead of that one, but that was a fantastic overtake. TX in the Renault struggling with understeer at this stage. I'm so happy to see Red Dwarf for Chaotica out there, one of my favorite all-time TV shows, Red Dwarf. So I'll try and get some mentions of that into the race there, but brilliant stuff from him. We don't have Starbug, unfortunately, in the theme, or Blue Midget, but tremendous run there. Junkai, unfortunately, the main sufferer out of lap 1, and as they get into the tricky stuff, then I've just hit the replay buffer, my mistake. Anyway, so we have Zen ahead of Globas. That's 0.7 of a second. Globas ahead of Aussie by just 0.3 of a second here in the lead of the race. And don't forget, we have no idea when our safety car driver might appear. And Comma Copa with his almost official Lexus livery here. He's added some Webbo stickers onto the car this time round, and round we go. Then it is Comma ahead of TX, ahead of Chaotica for 4th, 5th, and 6th. We've got 2 packs of 3 so far battling. Then a gap to Chaotica. Then a gap to Izzy in the Jag. All pink for the Jag. And then it's Astonishing, Preston, K. Morris and Makina. Junkai, and there is Larry saying, how did Junkai die? Yeah, it was just throttle oversteer coming out of Panasonic on the first lap. On medium tyres as well, I believe, Junkai. So we've got drivers out here on hards. Globas is one of them in the absolute pound seats at the moment. But, of course, the advantage of being on the right tyre at any given time is somewhat dependent on whether the safety car decides to come on out or not. I will wait to see if I've been given any information about the safety car, which I won't share until such time as it happens. But no, I have not. So I'll have to keep my eye on that little blue triangle that is stationary out there. Yeah, just speculating. Jim saying a Panda was on track. And that will mean something quite different to Larry, I think. But yeah, very shiny, slightly too shiny, Red Dwarf. Oh, off we go then. That looks like Aussie, unfortunately, who's had a Spinala coming through turn 13. Oh, actually, Globas with a little correction there, mid-corner. And that was almost the fault of the car in front there, as as Aussie pulls back onto the racetrack and will fall back to 8th place. Crazy to see so far. This is then an open gap between the top 2. Zen on the mediums, Globas on the hards. We've got Comacopa in 3rd with a tiny gap now pulling away from the Red Dwarf Lamborghini of Chaotica. Red Dwarf spaceship has never looked so so streamlined. It's famously very unstreamlined. It's built in space, so it never needed to land. Is the way it's the way it was written in law. I love to see the BBC Two logo on the front as well. Era specific BBC Two logo. Very, very nice indeed. Here is Preston in 7th, Aussie in 8th here in the Chevy. Aussie on the medium tyres, stuck now behind possibly Preston in the Jaguar on the medium, on the hard tyres. And we've got Astonishing on the hards as well. Then comes K Morris, likewise on the hards in the possibly slightly space cyberpunk futuristic looking Crayola team livery today, with Makina out there in P11. John Kai on the hard tyres. He had that damage for a short while. He had great pace in qualifying, but he can't seem to unlock it. Stuck right at the back of the grid at the moment. Keep your eye on the position of the safety car, then shout out if you see it start to move, as Zen takes the fastest lap on end of lap 4 that time. And hi to Don't Need Time, we miss you too. Hope you can come back to us for season 5.3 in whatever form possible. Copa leading the best of the rest at this stage, ahead of Chaotica, who just sidewalks his way into Daiichi, and unfortunately looks like TX struggling to make his way down. We'll just check that. I'll stay with them for a second, and miscalculation by either driver there, or both drivers at the same time, as he almost spun around. But let's go back and see. This was the situation here for TX, who just misjudged his braking zone slightly on the way into Daiichi turn 1, as we go side by side here. And Izzy struggling to keep TX behind him. Gucci, get used to seeing Gucci on a race car, by the way. I believe they've signed a deal with the Alpine F1 team, as they currently are named. I fully expect that to change for next season or very soon afterwards. But yes, we've got Gucci sponsoring here the TX car. And a nice sunny day so far anyway at Fuji. Sort of half expecting there to be some rainfall. It's one of those places where not only A, can it rain, but B, it does rain too. Makina has dropped back behind John Kai there, still in his San Antonio Spurs livery. More on liveries, of course. And there is our safety car very early. Our safety car out on lap 6. And of course, the pit lane is closed now, so the drivers have to live with the choice that they've made. This is neither working for the hard starters or the medium starters, I don't believe. But it's going to close the grid up and mean that we have the bulk of the race towards the end of course, after the safety car. Fuji, one of those circuits that can't make up its mind which tyre supplier we currently have sponsoring. We've got Bridgestone, we've got Goodyear. I think there's a Hankook banner around somewhere, but that is it. It's lap 6 even allowed. It is well, it's unannounced. I don't know if you're keeping informed with the rule breakdown this season, Larry, or not. But today it was an unannounced one, and there is Kuroskai just confirming. So under our safety car, we've got Zen. We've seen the North America United steel livery here. It reminds me of a battleship. It's certainly gunmetal grey. It's matte. It looks frightening, shark-like in its riveted nose and eyes here with Zen on board in the 83. Obviously a very good number for a Ferrari to be driving the number 83. You're working a bit here. I don't know if you're getting a typo coming through there. Then we've got the new Crayola designed by Globus. Trying to build attention. Gotcha, no problem. This is the new Crayola livery, working in a wrestling sense, I think is what you're saying. Look at this. He's got his own art links, so clip that if you want to check out some portfolio links. But I know that that Globus is quite the artist. Look at all of this detail and fantastic colours that he's added. Looks like an octopus, possibly, on the car there, so almost like a seascape. Then we've got the Red Dwarf. It might be my favourite. JMC, anybody? Jupiter Mining Corp. There's the asteroid that has embedded itself into the side of Red Dwarf, such as Red Dwarf's size. Love it. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. And I think obeying all Space Core directives by the look of things. So fantastic work. I don't know if we've got a JMC suit on or not. That would be bonus points, but great work whoever made this one. And it doesn't look like it's Globus this time. We've got an Ewok themed Return of the Jedi episode 6 for the Now That's What I Call Pod Racing livery. I don't know, Larry, if Gus is watching. We've got a X-Wing fighter suit on as well, so bonus points for that one. And it's our it's the Ewoks and a very cartoon style livery. Then we've got the fireworks at the end of the Return of the Jedi there. Very literal interpretation, obviously, and a big thank you for the Webbo stickers everywhere as well. Big thank you for that. And there's a Lucasfilm on the back, and very nice and clear name on the windshield banner as well. I love that. Then we've got a Joker livery, which is always fun for Aussie. Love that. Nice work. Not quite sure how that ties into his current theme. An identical Red Dwarf livery, so I'm enjoying that as well. Doubled up. I'm going to skip the San Antonio Spurs livery because we've seen it lots, and the Gucci matte green livery there. The Renault. I imagine our safety car is on its way in shortly. Plenty of Webbo stickers added to the official Acadis Lexus entry. And then, of course, the ODs of Junkai stuck at the back at the moment. And there's the beep, beep, beep. That means it's time to go racing once again. Then for us, we'll go green at the line here as we get ready to go racing. Zen is taking a long time to get underway, as of course is his right as they pass the start-finish line, and he's gone now, just catching them slightly unawares. Looks like Chaotica is going to be in a position to possibly go for the overtake. There is the beautiful metallic red of Red Dwarf heading down into turn 1. 46 minutes 50 on the clock as they go green then for this final race of the season. And we've got Globus there in P3, hoping to secure, of course, the championship today if he possibly can. He needs to stay significantly ahead of Komakopa and Zen. Zen is not sufficiently far in front, I don't believe, to take the title at this time, but you never quite know exactly what's going to go down. And with incident reports post-race, I don't want to prejudice anything by calling a champion, but certainly the advantage lies with Globus in the points, and it is bitterly and hard fought between Zen and Komakopa for P2 in the championship as things stand. Looks like that is going the way of Zen right now, but it's Zen, Globus, Chaotica, Izzy, TX and Preston. Looks like Komakopa has dropped down significantly here. Unfortunately, Koma down in 9th place. And we've got some tight racing then between the Renault and Jaguar of TX and Preston respectively. The Gucci Renault on the inside here, and just tugging the nose in, and there on the outside, getting stuck on the marbles, and through comes Aussie on the inside line of Preston. Couldn't quite get through and into the pit lane. He actually had got his blinker on there, trying to sneak across was Preston. Off the hard tyres, wants to get off that tyre, and on the soft tyre is Komakopa. So I think Koma did pit possibly onto soft tyres for this second stint then, and a little nudge in the rear and an almost a cameraman almost run over as we see what's going on in the two cars ahead. TX looking racy today. Behind them, astonishing side by side with Komakopa. Can run side by side through this circuit, of course. Nice big wide track day kind of open road circuit, permanent racetrack, of course. So there's plenty of margin for error, and even these big boat-like GT3 cars can run side by side for much of the lap. Super opportunity here, but it's quite dirty offline, as you would always expect. 44 minutes to go then. Zen leads Globus and Chaotica. I just want to double check there the current situation. I believe Zen has won 1 race, Glovas 2 so far this season, Komakopa 1. So certainly going to be very interested to see if Zen can double his current win rate here and season 5.2. Gus votes for Izzy as the livery winner. That's great. Okay. Just for novelty factor and for some of those details, for me, it's going to be Red Dwarf. Yes, a very, very strong effort from Izzy. And actually, quite like the fact that the Red Dwarf one was a surprise for me today as well. Good to get some previews, especially if they're a little bit obscure for me. Yeah, it's probably mine. And Larry's going for Red Dwarf as well. Awesome. So, indeed, very grateful to Gus for his opinion. It counts for an awful lot here at Deviant on our livery reviews. I think secretly most of our livery designers in the league crave Gus's approval more than mine or anybody else's. So that is the one that really counts. It's Aussie here in 5th place, chasing down Izzy's 4th place in the pink Return of the Jedi Jaguar. Chaotica in 3rd. Zen still leads Glovas out front though by a reasonably calm gap there. Saito saying he's made all the Space Cowboys liveries. Oh, that's brilliant, and that's your website on the back, Saito. Wow. Okay, so you've even persuaded Glovas to let you get a little bit of room on the car, and he's uploaded one of your paintings. That's insane. Fantastic. Well, if there's chance, we'll have another look at the Crayolas up close then, Saito. Really fantastic level of detail out there. I love the fact that now this is pod racing drivers, as we've got a couple of pit stops happening right now off the hard tyre. I love the fact that they've gone for Star Wars-like number decals as well, which I think is a tremendous attention to detail out there. So Glovas Zen leads by 2.7 seconds from Glovas. 3 seconds further back is the very tightly fought battle for 3rd. That is Aussie, just leading TX out there. So you've got Ferrari 296 against Renault RS04 for these two. Don't forget, we've got the GTD in the GT4 cars coming up for you straight after this stream. I'll get it on as quickly as possible. Got Komakopa there in 5th place. As we head towards the off-season, I'd love it if you consider joining Team Webbo on the channel on a regular basis. It's great to have your support for the content I'm trying to make in the intervening periods. Or we also have the option of end-of-season tips as well through the YouTube system, or a different system if you so desire. It's Komakopa in 5th, and yeah, Jim's saying it's a very cool livery as well. Fully agree. This was the livery that took Komakopa to the win at Le Mans. Can't be forgetting that one. Let's join TX on board then, as he sees whether he can get himself a bit of a slipstream on the car in front. Up to 155, so has got a speed difference. It's just not quite sufficient. We're in dive bomb territory, down into Daiichi corner. You do want a nice late apex like that from TX, playing to the strengths of the Renault, Alpine badged Renault RS04 there. We do get some fantastic camera angles here at Fuji as well. There's a couple of tracks that Gran Turismo really have gone all out with the visuals on, and I think this is one of them. So fantastic to see. The sun is starting to set a little bit out there. I don't know if we will get into full nighttime conditions, but certainly the shadows are elongating and we're getting quite a bit of sunshine glinting off the cars. Looks like TX has got the car on the inside there, but you do need a nice wide entry. He's pressurised Aussie into a potential mistake. Aussie crosses over, and it looked like possibly he could be accused of an unsafe rejoin there. Let's have a second look at that from this camera. Should give you a good idea. So he put lots of pressure on and then braked early, and the Joker liveried Aussie comes straight back across the nose, and he does get a little bit of a nudge for his trouble. So let me know what you think of that one. But Zen ahead of Globas still up the road down this long straightaway ahead of TX and Aussie. Aussie 0.7 of a second further back. Comacopa's starting to come into contention here, but his soft tyres are going off quite quickly. Makina, look at this between Makina and K Morris. Surely K Morris is going to go for the inside. Here he goes down into Daiichi corner. K Morris could not have been much closer down the straightaway there, and unfortunately the narrow line he was forced into meant that he couldn't quite get through. There's an alien on the top of Makina's car. I hadn't noticed that before. You don't often get a lot of camera angles that can allow you to see the roof designs, but it's definitely a green alien face out there. Saito said, yeah, it was really cool. So we'll have a look, shall we, while we're talking about it here. There are the artist links for Saito. Redwoodsite.art, Redwoodside Art, something along those lines for all of the handles, and another nice close-up there. And you can confirm for me then, I presume it is an octopus of some sort on the front, or a kraken, possibly there, but very cool, very good work, and nice of Globas to incorporate it into the Crayola livery theme this season, because it's really sparked something new with Globas, I think, this season, having this theme to run with. Here is Makina, roles reversed this 13th lap ending, but heading into the pits, no, actually just defending on the inside was K Morris. That was quite a swipe, one to one side then the other, to stop the slipstream being activated, and it worked from K Morris. It's always in doubt though whether K Morris can finish the race. Now just cut across to the other Crayola entry in the number 1. This is Globas chasing down Zen, but Zen on, I believe, the medium tyres. Yes, I don't think Zen has pitted yet, and we're back to kind of normal service being resumed. So Zen has managed to open up another almost 5-second lead over Globas. Neither car, I believe, have pitted yet. Globas has shredded that front left in the Chevy. Considering that he and Zen are on different compounds, it's interesting to see them having used the front left, almost exactly the same. And hi to Roland. Very nice of you to join us, Roland, and appreciate the like. That's it makes a difference, I have to say. It's free and it makes a big difference. If you can hit the like, the hype, if you can hit a repost or a share button, even on your own channel, just hit repost or something like that. It makes a massive difference to whether the videos get picked up, and my general videos get picked up across the board. So if you can leave a playlist running overnight on a device or something, all helps with watch time and the metrics. So I'm really grateful to everybody for anything they can do. If they can't help financially, it's no big deal at all. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of free ways you can help out. Comacopa's gone in off those soft tyres. 58 litres of fuel remain on the car. Here is K Morris once again down the inside of Makina. Quite sure how he lost out to Makina on that 14th lap, but he did. He's managed to find his way back by though, and away we go once again, this time trying to open the gap there. I don't know if race control are okay with these slightly stylized race numbers. I do insist that we have end plates, wing mirrors, and official race sticker, race number stickers on the cars. Red for GTDPRO, green for GTD, aping the IMSA system, obviously. Izzy in the all pink and Ewok livery. Some say Ewoks ruined the Star Wars franchise at the end. Some absolutely adore the Ewoks. So there you have. It is a space kraken. Nice. Okay, Saito, that's awesome. There's that meteor on the side of Red Dwarf. I love that that's asymmetric as well. No air scoop, no chicken soup repair straws or vending machines, but fabulous to see. One of my favourite space shows or sitcoms of all time, I would say, represented. That's why it's the Panasonic corner. Doesn't leave you in any doubt at all. And we go then on the nose of Chaotic. I don't think we're quite close enough to Izzy's Jaguar here. Problem is with the Jaguar GT3s is you still have to carry a full set of golf clubs in the trunk, and it does weigh the cars down a little bit more. I don't know if that translates in the US. I think there's you've seen enough Top Gear, right, in the US. I don't know what the equivalent car in the US would be. That is the golf player car. Typical golf player. Rounding through. That was Coca-Cola heading around 100R, the turn 4-5. There's Preston in P10, Aussie in 11th, Astonishing in 12th, and of course the safety car driver Saito is busy in the live chat and has departed from us. I don't know if we're getting our safety medical car this time in GTD. We'll wait and see on that one. But you'll remember last time out I was begging our safety car driver Chaotica to tip it on its side. He didn't do it in the race because he wasn't listening to me at the time, and I can understand that. Zen and Globas in, by the way, but he did send me a picture of having successfully tipped it on its side out there in the Only Picks channel. So check that out. Hey, look at this fantastic showcase there for Saito and his artwork. Couldn't be a better demonstration of the Space Kraken. Fantastic. All the fuel going in then for Globas to a full tank with 32 just under minutes left to go. He comes out. Alongside of him is Komakopa, who's managed to perform the undercut there. Komakopa might be on his final set of tyres. Medium set of tyres, 31.5 minutes to go. Maybe not. So I think he may need another set of softs there. Full skull and French colours on the helmet there for Komakopa. It's difficult to see the helmet designs quite often. But then we've got Preston in the blue Return of the Jedi and the night sky with the fireworks. I did say to Izzy in the chat that the season has been extended for the Now This Is Pod Racing team by a further 3 installments, plus a bunch of syndicated and serialized mini races throughout the off season. They've got a lot of work left to do, having tracked the Star Wars episode numbers. Aussie's in P10, and as I say, I don't quite know what the relevance of the Joker is, other than the Joker is cool. But Aussie is currently in the Maple Star team, so no. Sorry. Got Osmanian Devil driving with a Ferrari badge in the red colour scheme. Ferrari, it's a little bit confusing, the decode on the leaderboard. So I can't quite track why exactly this has happened. Preston getting a fantastic slipstream here on Komakopa. Down to the inside, Komakopa later on the brakes in the Lexus. Preston not quite confident on the brakes there on the Jaguar. Komakopa on newer mediums, so can brake that little bit later as the sun continues to set beyond the banking there. The water tends to, when it rains, really collect between turns 2 and 3. That can be absolutely treacherous. There's a sort of viewing bank on the right hand side of the track, and the water tends to run down that and settle on the racing circuit. I remember Fernando Alonso many years ago going off there and embarrassing himself somewhat. There's an exploding Death Star on the side of the car as well. I love it. And Komakopa trying to stick with his lucky livery, I think, but drifting back from the race lead. 36 seconds now from the race lead for Komakopa. That is held by TX. He has not pitted though, in line with everybody else, so still expect at least one more pit stop for everybody, and I think TX is heading in towards pit road probably in the next couple of laps, looking at that front left tyre wear. John Kai's in second. He's a little bit off sequence as well, as is Izzy. And then we've got Chaotica in fourth. And then the two former leaders, Zen and Globus, have Komakopa and Preston sandwiched between them. Zen looking pretty imperious out there in his North American steel livery, as Komakopa tries to stop Preston from having a go here. Globus on fresh tyres, trying to clear both of them. Around the outside of Daichi, didn't quite work out for Globus. A little bit longer in the braking zone than he would have liked. And gets tucked in down the inside into the turn 3 Coca-Cola. And at least gets the Chevy past the Jaguar. But he'll be soon, I would have thought, past Komakopa as well, given their respective speeds so far this race. Globus leading the championship on 66 points, ahead of joint second Komakopa and Zen on 54, with TX on 52 going into this race. So I think TX has probably noped out of the championship battle. It is going to be between Komakopa and Zen. There's 5.5 seconds between them for whether they can overcome Globus. Globus himself needs to get by these drivers, or at least be on a different strategy. He might be treating these tyres quite gently right now, just to stop, just to make sure that the mediums will reach the end of the race. He did, of course, put the full tank of fuel in around minute 28 to 29 of the race of the 60. One of the leagues I've been covering ended up doing a 90-minute season finale for 150% points. It's quite an interesting move around, but still just the one pit stop that was mandated in ACC. So an interesting situation. The Globus then ahead of Komakopa, passed down the straightaway using a little bit of slipstream, a little bit of traction coming out of Panasonic as well. And the Chevy passes the Lexus on lap 20, start of lap 20, and gets a purple sector there, thanks in no small part, I imagine, to using that slipstream, the draft, of course. Big Chevrolet logo on the back wing for Globus. Some parts of the racetrack still in bright sunshine, some in dark shadow behind the setting sun and the hills surrounding the racetrack. One very prominent hill, of course. And we have Astonishing in P10. I've said it wrong, haven't I? I said it was a meteor, but a meteor by definition has entered the atmosphere. I think it's an asteroid that's actually lodged in the side of the Red Dwarf Lamborghini Huracan. I have read this week that the new Lamborghini GT3 car, I can't remember the model name, the new one, is going to be in race room. So I'll be hoping to check that out. That sounds very interesting to me. And the new Aston Martin as well. There's Machina in P12, 1 minute 11 away. Is that, do I spy a little bit of moisture in the air? A little bit of fog or mist descending as the sun sets here. 25 minutes still to go. TX is struggling on these tyres. It's really past the best time to go in, it seems. Heading through 300R, turn 9, down to Dunlop. Drivers will be more used to taking Dunlop a lot slower. Mustang saying Daredevil, given the colour scheme, I think, of the Red Dwarf car. Or has the name of the new Lamborghini ended up translating in the live chat, maybe? I keep coming across that. It's really annoying. multiple nationalities. I want to hear your different languages when you write them in the live chat. In we come then for TX from the lead of the race, but he will obviously drop behind several drivers here for his final pit stop with 24 minutes left to go on the clock. How are tyres looking? Junkai won't reach the end of the race. Izzy probably won't either. Neither will Chaotica. Zen is in the best shape possible to make this one work. Let's join Zen on board, shall we? As we try and get the slipstream here from the Lamborghini in front. Should be very efficient aerodynamics on the Lamborghini. Should help Zen. Beautiful sounding car. Is the Ferrari. And heading into turn 3. Here is Glovas. P2, kind of net P2, I've got to say. Still around 5 seconds away from Zen. Zen isn't losing a lot of time just yet. Will be pretty soon though. So be dying for the 3 cars in front of him to head on into the pit lane. I think they're a little ways off yet. Might be trying to use the softs at the end of the race. There's your setting sun around and behind of Mount Fuji. A bit of dirt in the air from the cars in front. That's Junkai and Izzy. Junkai's done a good job to get back up to the lead of the race, albeit outside of the pit stop sequence from everybody else. But given that he had damage and dropped the car, unfortunately, into the barrier on the exit of Panasonic at the end of lap 1, back in the actual real lead of the race at this stage. No bad run at all. Not going towards the pit lane entry. Is he getting a good line and traction out of the final corner? Is he the next driver to have a turn in the lead of the race? Is he, and Preston, the drivers in VR that I know about anyway? There is a slight disadvantage in terms of speed, but there's a huge advantage in terms of smile factor. If you can handle the motion sickness, it's massively better. Really cool to see these new designs this race. I'm really excited to see what our GTD drivers have come up with. Team designs. Of course, given that they're all GT4 cars, you get there's no carryover between the drivers. We did have a couple seasons where the GTDs were driving GT3 cars, but they've gone back to this split now. Here comes Chaotica, just getting his Lamborghini down the inside into turn 11. Didn't quite work out because the nature of the track here just switchbacks. Junkai though, running out of tyres, I think pretty fast on these hard tyres around the nets corner, and allowing a couple drivers to get on through. He'll head in towards the pit lane. Looks like Chaotica doing exactly the same thing as well. In towards pit road we go for those two. And this is on board then with Zen, who's back to second, still waiting to pick up his lead of the race. Now that has cost Zen a good 2.5 seconds following those drivers relative to Glovas. So that's kind of important. That's within the margin of a mistake or pressure from Glovas. Maybe Glovas can go ahead and finish this season on a win. He won out in Monza, he won in Sardinia, and a 3-winning race will be a great way to close out the championship. But Zen obviously wanting to put the pressure on that championship run and possibly finish in second himself. Won't take that line down at all. And don't forget, we've got in the GTD series an most remarkable situation where we end up with having an 11-year-old racer on a 4-race winning streak. 4 of the 5 so far have been won by him. It's the Temerario, says Roy Mustang. So if I keep my eye on the proper live chat, live in my OBS, I can actually read that in its real language. So thank you for that. 1.5 minutes left of the super chat goal, by the way, if you hadn't seen that before. 2.2 seconds separating Izzy from Zen. 2.7 Zen to Glovas, 4.6 Glovas to Komakopa. Izzy pits, Zen back in the lead of the race then, and I think looking to see this race out. It's still going to be a little bit squeaky though, coming to a finish. Glovas has the actual fastest lap of the race so far. That's a 36.356. Zen, I can't see his actual fastest lap of the race so far anyway. Komakopa in third. He's got a 37.2 in the Lexus with race fuel on, but I expect we'll have to pit before the end of the race by the look of the medium tyres. TX will be in a good place, 12.4 seconds. If Zen and Glovas' tyres do drop off the cliff here, TX will be right there, and that will be very interesting to see if he can make that stick at the end of our race. And if there's any real highlights through the season from anybody that they want to shout out or call out for the end of this season, 5.2 of course. It's been another really great season with fantastic moments throughout. So have a think. Drop a timestamp in the off season if you are rewatching on a comment somewhere, and help me make a clip or publicise it. We've got Izzy in P6 here in the mostly pink. I did call it all pink earlier on, but mostly pink Jaguar. I don't quite know what pink has got to do with Return of the Jedi, but hey, it's always good to have a livery that stands out on the racetrack. Komakopa has pitted then. 22 litres of fuel remain in his car. Looks like Astonishing is heading into towards pit road as well. All the final stops coming in now. There we've got Chaotica and John Kai. John Kai having been in the lead not too long ago. Now 39 seconds away from that lead is John Kai in his OD's livery. You can see a little bit of heat haze coming off the back of the Lamborghini in front. So yes, Temerario means Daredevil. I didn't know that. No flash of the lights from Chaotica on the way down into turn 1 as Komakopa comes through. That's Komakopa in 7th place then, has dropped behind his teammate. I don't know if his teammate will do a switch between them, because John Kai currently running 7th. I think he's well safe of the provisional relegation battle, which may or may not even be fought over, because our 3 drivers in the relegation zone, most of them haven't actually shown up. Floodie's been here for 3 of the races. Cookies has been for 2. Vic hasn't been able to race for any of the races so far. That should be automatic relegation or suspension, should it not? So why qualify? And then I know that life takes over for a lot of people and they can't compete, but it's inconvenient to have our top tier not with a full field. Glovas is pitted early. That's an early commitment from Glovas to get his final set of tyres on. I thought he might be able to get home, but his front left has been really problematic for him today. So he's been burning through that. 15 minutes to go. It'll be at least a set of mediums, if not a set of hards, to finish the race for Glovas. Should have plenty of sets of tyres left to utilise. Excuse me. Zen leads then now by 16 seconds from Aussie. So if Glovas needed to pit, does that mean Zen needs to pit too? And it's a matter of cutting your losses as early as possible. As soon as your usable final set of tyres will be available, you go on to them, especially if it's a set of softs, because your ultimate speed will be so much better. Glovas will be half a mind on a possible undercut here, depending on how long Zen stays out for. But he's blinked first, and that can mean that that his rival then has the opportunity to either react or take his time, depending on how he's feeling in the car. So, sun continuing to set. The plan today was that it would be an afternoon race, but with somewhat accelerated time. There's a little wiggle there from TX, unless he's got some lag. I haven't seen normal signs of lag from TX. Certainly coming through Panasonic, that took several attempts. Panasonic corner very similar to the final corner of the location of the Grand Prix today as well in Hungary. So you can see a very long, looping, fairly open final hairpin. As we check out, of course, the Joker livery closely there for Aussie. Zen out front by 17.3 seconds. His main focus will be on the gap to Glovas. He doesn't always, of course, know that gap. You can't pull that up. You can usually just see the drivers in front of and behind of you. I think that will be on his list, though. You'll be able to see where he is from his position. Zen needs to use hards for the last stint, says Mustang, because he's only been on mediums, I'm assuming you're saying. So that is going to be very interesting. Glovas has gone onto the mediums with 12 minutes to go. The more time Zen takes to come into the pits will minimise his losses of grip on the hards, but it will also minimise his advantage and the time it takes for him to get those up to temperature. So the hard tyres really, really tough when you come out of the pit lane for the first lap and a half to 2 laps. So it's all about balancing your outright pace. I think Zen is looking to stay on those mediums as long as possible today. Well, I was just going to say he's just going to contradict me, but he's not, because that was his teammate pulling across to the side and in towards the pit lane. Here we go for Aussie into the pits in his Ferrari. Globus will pass him, get onto the provisional podium. Not sure whether TX will be able to make the end. He has got a decent amount of fuel on board. Let me see. TX to Globus, just a quick comparison there in terms of fuel loads. It's all changing around as we speak. So Globus, yeah, TX and Globus, similar amounts of fuel. Look, TX a little bit less, but you'd expect that in the Renault. The Chevy, a little bit of a thirstier machine. About 29 so far, 11.5 minutes to go. Zen here on his mediums will be switching tyres. It will be close between Zen and Globus, says Roy. But 11 minutes we have left of the hour. We're going to be going straight or as quickly into the next stream for the GTDs as we possibly can. I have to run out and get a drink in between. But Chaotica in 4th, Junkai here in 5th place. It's one of the few places that are still being fought over. Zen has pitted now, so he will have around 10 minutes left of the race to run on whatever tyre he selects. Roy calling out that it needs to be the hards. He's only used mediums so far, I'm guessing. So we'll see how that compares. Here is Globus. Let's stay with him. Zen just getting his fuel in. So it looks like Globus will pick up the change. The refueling has stopped. That looks like Zen is coming out of the pit lane. So that was a very short pit stop for him. Excuse me on that one. So let's go back. You can see it's almost dark into turn 1 and 2. Zen's advantage pretty much where it was, if not extended slightly. He is going to be skating around a little bit in these lower temperatures with the sunlight dropping. The temperatures will drop with them, and then he's still got to get those hard tyres up to speed. Here's Globus in P3. The gap is 5 seconds. He's got a tyre advantage now. Can he utilise it to catch and pass then to make this 2 wins on the trot, 3 total out of the 6 this season. Only 6 rounds this season, 5.3. Normally we run a 7-round championship or mini season, but what with various holidays and I'm assuming the World Cup complicating this current season, that has been interesting to see. We still had a drop score though as well, so it's the top 5 results of your 6 that count. Back to this battle then. It hasn't changed, but Chaotica is trying to hold off John Kai, and it's equal fighting in terms of fuel loads and tyres here, so that's what we want to see as we run in to Panasonic. Different lines depending on the car handling. Front engined versus mid engined, the Lexus versus the Lamborghini here. Comacopa's not far away either. Would love another podium. Comacopa this season has managed to win earlier on, of course, at his home circuit, Le Mans. Not his home now, but when he was born and growing up. There's John Kai in the middle of this situation. John Kai down in 7th. Does want to fight for his championship position, but there's a potential 2nd place on offer for Comacopa, but he is up against Zen, so the difference, Zen is already too far ahead really for Comacopa to dream of that 2nd place in the championship. I'm sure he'd be happy with a 3rd overall. As we go back up to see, Globas is catching Zen, has caught Zen by his 9/10 of a second since the last time we saw them, maybe even a full second in fact. So we will see. Zen wasn't passing traffic either, so it was the warm-up phase of those hard tyres. Expect Zen to get a little bit quicker this time out, so it was a 52.3, 52.0 his in and out laps. Globas 53.1, 52.7, so Zen was quicker through the pitting phase. But still, on this previous lap, a 36.7 for Globas. We'll see him across the line, see what kind of delta he's managing on his medium tyres in the Chevy. Slightly heavier with fuel. That's a 37.0 to Zen's 37.2. So 0.2 of a second is not enough to catch and pass before the end of the race. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock or thereabouts. Some great looking cars out there. We've got TX. Is he going to try? He's got the fuel on board, but he's going to have to tiptoe here around, and he'll be hemorrhaging lap time. 38.1, 38.0, 38.8 his last 3 laps to Zen's 37.2. It's going to be very, very tight for TX here, making 1 fewer pit stops than the 2 drivers behind of him. That, of course, option opened out thanks to the very, very early safety car. I don't know if Saito just wanted to go get practicing for his next race. But no, he would have run a randomizing spin-up to make it entirely fair. But I can't remember the last time we had a very early lap 6 safety car, or certainly within the first 10 minutes. Probably lap 6 safety car at Nürburgring might have been achievable. Little waggle there from Zen's Ferrari. Still on those hard tyres on the exit. And this lap then for Zen. We'll see him across the line and Globas and go back to some tight battling for the time being. Anyway, that is a 37.6. Globas, a 36.5. Big difference this time. So fantastic to see them really pushing for a close finish out there. That was a crazy safety car roll, says Saito. Yes, indeed. Oh, so you're chilling rather than practicing. I hope that doesn't come back to bite you later on. I assume that red dwarf sticker on the hood there was a scan in, but really good effect. When you see the opening title sequence, kind of zooms out from one of the JMC staff members painting the side of the ship, which is a permanent permanent thing that has to happen, and they've painted all but the white surround of the red dwarf letters. I hope they're playing the Red Dwarf theme tune as they cross the line as well. The Space Cowboys today. John Kai in P5. Inspired me to take up the playing the guitar, the Red Dwarf theme tune. Never ever managed to nail it. So before I gave up playing the guitar. So fun fact. Anyway, Komakopa in P6 just picked up a half-second off-track penalty there. John Kai, his teammate, had crazy pace in qualifying, but a first lap and a start to absolutely forget for John Kai. I think if you took his race pace and minus that lap 1, it would have been a very, very competitive race. They're both trying to either go into the pits or fake a pit stop and try and dissuade a slipstream here. John Kai putting the pressure on, but not actually going for the inside lane. Tell Grimace to stop bullying Chaotica, says Kuraskai. This is a bit of bullying, isn't it? But there's been no contact so far. I would classify this as pressure, not bullying. But I think he's trying to put a few crinkles in the beautiful red metallic finish on the paint. Just check in with our leaders once we get them through this hairpin. Glovas 2.5 seconds away from Zen. Zen 6.4 away from TX. TX is going to do a sleeper on us here. A real dark horse in the race, and I think he's going to come home and win this one by the look of things. Those tyres are going to be terrible by the end, but fingers crossed for TX. He comes home with a win out of the championship as well. Certainly, he got a fastest lap in Sardinia. He won round 1 at Suzuka, so it could well be that TX is a Japanese track specialist. K. Morris saying, horrible day, Glovas will win. K. Morris, look at the gap though to TX. It's 6 seconds with 2 minutes on the clock. So that is almost game over if the tyres hang on. I would make one small change to the Lexus livery. I know you can't, but that red grille surround is bugging me. But I would have put a sticker on that, maybe. Here he goes then. Down the inside. I do love the black and neon yellow Lexus livery, the original one as well. It really highlights that. But a really nice overtake then from John Kai. Really worked and earned that one. Lap after lap after lap of pressure. And then finally got the slipstream hooked up down this long straightaway. And by the time it actually got done, it looked easy. But running in the shadow of Chaotica that entire time was nothing like easy. I think that TX might have to go around again, possibly Zen and Glovas, but John Kai and Chaotica, this is their final lap, I do believe. There is Komakopa in the background. Chaotica looking to now put the pressure on and be the hunter at the end of this race. TX comes out of the final corner. He will go around again for sure. So will Zen and Glovas. 3 seconds between Zen and Glovas here to the finish. John Kai comes through Panasonic corner. It's a long run out to the start-finish line, but not long enough. Chaotica was climbing all over the exit curb of Panasonic there. 30 seconds on the clock, so they will go round. That final lap came, that penultimate lap came by and went very quickly. 37.7 for Chaotica. Komakopa across the line as well. Preston will make it, as will, I think, Izzy and Aussie. Such a convenient thing for a commentator to have Izzy and Aussie next to each other on track frequently as well. Astonishing versus Machina here for avoiding what we call the wooden spoon, the award to the last finisher or last placed in any sporting context. I don't know why. Around the final corner then, it's going to go by way of Astonishing in 10th, Machina in 11th. But it's TX who leads them into Dunlop by 3.8 seconds. Zen will be scratching his head and wondering how he's not going to come home with the win here. but it's strategy genius from TX. It's a little bit running to the advantage of the Renault. Couple corners left to go. This one is the main one of concern. The front right tyre, as he comes round, sorry, the front left, it's Panasonic. The front left tyre is going to be hurting. Crawl around, short shift up, minimise the torque demand out of there until you're straight. And the Gucci Alpine at the hands of TX is going to come home and win this one. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic work for TX. Congratulations to him. Zen finishing on a high on the podium, as does Globas, winning the championship. Globas, I'm almost certain to say. Then comes John Kai and Astonishing, and Chaotica so close here. It is going to be John Kai ahead by 0.06 of a second from Comacopa in the end in 6th place. Preston home in 7th for his Return of the Jedi themed livery. The pink Return of the Jedi in the Jaguar are making it 7th and 8th with Preston and Izzy. And Aussie home in 9th completes our runners. But GG, congratulations to Team Gucci Alpine with TX there. A fantastic victory, making 1 fewer pit stops than anybody else. That was a tremendous run from him, coming home with the W in the end, unlike his San Antonio Spurs. I'm sorry, TX. And there he goes, race time 101.287 for TX ahead of Zen and Globas in the end. Globas with the bragging rights and the extra point of the fastest lap. John Kine 4th, Chaotica 5th, Comacopa, Preston and Izzy. And then in the second half of the field, we've got Aussie, Astonishing, Machina. K. Morris did DNF in the end once again, presumably another internet disconnection, meaning that he behind the safety car of Saito. So yes, we will be on very soon for GTD. If you're with us live, don't forget the final end of season tips button is available if you so desire on the it's got a $ thanks. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching this season. It's been great to be here once again with Deviant. This is Webbo signing off for GTD Pro, getting ready for GTD. And thank you to Deviant, and thank you to you all watching either live or on demand. I appreciate you all, and we will catch you on the next race day.